How's it going, gamers? Luis here from Gaming Vlog Network, and as you saw from that intro, I'm playing Overwatch on my Android phone. I'm going to show you how to do that, and not just with Overwatch, but all your PC games on either an Android device, iOS, or Windows phone. And this isn't only for phones, this actually works on Android tablets as well as an iPad, so you do have that option. What you're going to need for this tutorial is a mobile device with either iOS, Android, or Windows phone, a capable gaming PC. Yeah, you're not actually running Overwatch at 1080p 60 on just your cell phone. You do need a PC that can actually run the game, as well as some free software I'll have linked in the description below. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download the PC software in the description. It's called Kino Console. When you go over to the website in the description, go to the PC server tab, download and install the software. Once it's installed and open up, it's going to ask you to create a password. This will just help create a secure connection between your mobile device and your computer. You'll also see that you'll have the option to log in with a Google account. This is an option for those of you that want to connect via LTE connection. So if you're not on the same Wi-Fi network and you want to play your PC game while you're in some other city and have a decent LTE connection, you can log in through your Google account on both the PC server as well as your phone, and it'll just auto connect via LTE if your connection is good enough. Now once you have that set up, you can go ahead and scan your hard drive for video games. So it should automatically detect the same Steam games that you have on your hard drive where the application is installed, but if you're like me and you have multiple hard drives on your computer, you can go ahead and individually just browse your hard drive for the .exe of the game. For example, I have Overwatch on a different hard drive, so I had to go ahead and look for the .exe within my battle.net folder. Now once you have all your games scanned, you're going to want to go turn on one more option, and that's just to emulate the Xbox 360 controller. And this is just so you could actually have a default controller layout on the mobile phone. Now that pretty much wraps it up for the PC part. Let's go over to the mobile phone, and depending on what store you use, the App Store, the Google Play Store, or the Windows Store, go look for the Kino Console application. It should be free. Once the app is installed, go ahead and open it up, and if you're on the same Wi-Fi connection, you should see your desktop pop up. But if you're connecting over LTE, you're going to want to log into your Google account, and then you should see it pop up. When you see your computer as an option, go ahead and click it and enter the same password you set up before. You should then see the library of games you scanned before, and usually Steam Big Picture Mode is one of the options there. You should go ahead and launch that if you want to launch a Steam game, just because it's the most friendly UI for a Steam game. It basically allows you to access your entire Steam library within a friendly mobile UI. Now by default, the phone will act like a mouse, so anywhere you touch on the touchscreen is essentially a mouse. You can actually change these controls by clicking the back button and editing the controls. You'll see that you have options to enter specific keys for a keyboard, usually the one specific to a video game, as well as an option to emulate an Xbox 360 controller. This is the one I prefer. When you're in this controller editor mode, you can just go ahead and hold down on the touchscreen and add a button to your choosing. And you can sort of customize this to your preference per game. So if you're playing a first-person shooter and you need 2 analog sticks and all the buttons that you need for that game, you can go ahead and add those buttons. But if you're playing something like a platformer that just needs a D-pad and an A and B button, you can just add those as well. If you pay for the Pro version of Kino Console, you can actually change the size and the opacity of these buttons as well. But if you're just doing the free version, you have to use the default option. Now if you have something like a Bluetooth controller or something that can connect directly into your phone as a controller, you have that option as well. Just go to the settings section of the Kino Console application and you'll see that you can use a gamepad controller there too. I sadly have a Nexus 6P, so it's much harder for me to find a compatible USB controller. And that's pretty much all you have to do. If you're playing something like Overwatch where it doesn't have a friendly Battle.net UI, just launch the Battle.net application and with your phone, click on the play button under Overwatch and then set up the controls to your liking. And that's pretty much it. Thank you all very much for watching the tutorial. Hope you guys found it enjoyable and useful. If you did, smack the like button, share it with your friends, show off that you could play Overwatch on your cell phone like a badass.